Crowhill here. Today we review a stout and ask, is welfare designed to help the poor or to help the elite? Hey,
good evening, good evening.
Right.
How about some beer and conversation?
Oh, that's a fantastic idea. What are we drinking?
This is an Imperial Stout.
Ooh, all right.
Yes, it is.
Yes, very good. All right, that sounds fantastic.
Well, what's on your mind?
Well, I'm thinking of a big change in careers right now.
Okay.
I think I'm going to move to Minneapolis
Cold up
and
there.
start a daycare center.
Oh, well, with the daycare,
I think I could rake in the money.
It's very lucrative.
Yes, although I might need to claim that I'm from Somalia.
Well,
but
you know,
it's
all on paper, so how would they know?
I know.
Nobody investigates any of this.
I could just identify as a Somalian.
Yes.
And
yeah.
I mean, who's going to say boo to me?
That's
That's all it
good
takes.
enough.
Yeah.
Good
all right. So
enough.
how about this? What is this?
Well. This is a seasonal. It's the Narwhal.
Narwhal.
It is the unicorn of the sea.
Is the strangest looking creature.
Why?
You wonder why in the blazes would a whale have this thing sticking out of his head that?
It's not like if you were the fastest fish in the ocean and it was help streamlining or something. Yeah. That's not what's going on here.
Does it do like fish shish kebab on that thing? I mean, what is it doing?
All right. Couldn't you imagine how frustrating it'd be if he skewered a fish?
Right, now is he going to get it off?
He couldn't eat it.
He has no hands to take it off. He can't. So is it for somebody else to come along? Yeah. So I'm a narwhal. I go out and I skewer a big great white shark, and then another narwhal comes along and eats it off of my stupid unicorn
Well,
horn.
you've just all you've done is do him a favor. This is right. So it's Sierra Nevada.
Yeah.
Who can't do anything wrong.
Yes.
It's a limited edition. I saw it side by side. Maybe next week I saw side by side Narwhal and Bigfoot came out at the same time.
Yeah.
Ooh-wee. So what are we looking at here?
Well, 10%, I think.
10-2.
10-2.
And
yeah. Fantastic.
So
right.
You're expecting Imperial Stouts to be bringing in the ABV, and
I'm thinking maybe this guy needs to sit on the shelf for 6 months or so. It's
it's got some heat.
It's got some heat to it.
Oh, you're right.
And it's got a little bit of the dark malts are a little too untempered.
They're sharp.
They're sharp. So
you're right. I mean, I don't remember that in the past, but maybe it was the case, or maybe the last time I drank one in the summertime after it's already been on the shelf for 6 months. But you're right. That this puppy here could use.
It needs some aging. Yeah. I mean, it's not bad the way it is, but I'm tasting a lot of potential.
Yes. That's a good way to say it. You're like, all right. I mean, you got no problem drinking this thing, but I can tell.
that 6 months to a year from now, this is going to be twice as good as it is
I'm
right
going to
now.
have to put it over here on my aging shelf.
There we go.
And,
all right. That's the way to do it.
The others. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Sierra Nevada, keep them coming. Okay. Yeah.
So, for almost all of human history, what was the responsibility of the government to the poor?
Well, for most of human history, there really wasn't a government. There were like clans and families.
Yeah. Well, all right. So, what about since the Roman Empire? What do you think that what responsibility did they have for?
Bread and circuses, I think.
Yeah. I think mostly you're just like, well.
If you're starving, that's sorry.
Yeah, but you rely on your community, right?
Yeah.
Your
neighbors, your friends, your whatever. Yeah. So. Up until
charity, I mean, that's just you got to take care of some people until they steal too much, and then they go in the poorhouse and get executed.
Obviously, people had to take care of one another because there's always been poor. There's always been people who are disadvantaged. There's always
Basically,
been people.
Everybody has always been poor until capitalism. Thank you. You're very welcome.
So there had to be, you had to help out your neighbor. You had to, the lady next door lost her husband in the war, and he's got all these kids sitting around. So the neighborhood chips in and helps them out.
Figured out a way.
So in the past, there was kind of this concept of the deserving poor versus the undeserving poor.
All right.
The deserving poor was the widow. Her husband got killed in the war, and she's got these kids. The undeserving poor was the guy who could very well be doing a job, and he's just want to laze around and not do anything.
Yeah.
That's the undeserving poor.
Okay.
So then we had, industrialization kind of changed things because a lot of people, through no fault of their own, lost their jobs.
Yeah.
The loom came along. You used to work in textiles, and you sat there and did your textile work, and now the loom did all that for you.
Doing,
Yeah, so you have all these people who lose their work. So, like, industrialization not only industrialized the creation of products, it also kind of industrialized the creation of poor people.
Yeah.
So there had to be a bigger kind of an answer to that. Like, how do you deal with all these people that you're putting out of work? So there were various kinds of programs to try to address that.
And mostly we hit. You had churches, and, community and charitable work.
In the past, it was mostly done by churches. That's right. The big transformation was the New Deal. 1930s.
Yeah, but was the Depression.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So now you're seeing industrial levels of poor. You're seeing a large, strong economy.
Yeah.
We've already been used to taxation, and we decided then, New Deal, that this is the government's problem.
Yeah. Well,
right?
It was the government's problem because there were tent cities of out-of-work men down by Washington, D.C. Like, they're thinking, these guys are going to storm the Capitol and, like, tear down the White House if we don't do something. So there was a huge problem. All these out-of-work people, you got to do something for them. You got to say, what are we going to do? Like, I suppose we could kill them all, or we could maybe promise them a chicken in every pot or something like that, So you got to do something when you have this huge number of unemployed people. So that was kind of the foundation of the welfare state concept. And it slowly evolved. At first, it was just focused on elderly widows, children, and then
was this the 1935? Wasn't that like the first sort of when Social Security came along? And yes, it was right. So it's not just for any old body. What'd you say? Widows,
right?
Widows with children.
Right.
So just like your average widow wasn't.
Yeah, if you're a widow, get married again. What's wrong with you? Right.
Yeah. Widows with children, I think, is where they kind of started off.
Yeah.
Like a baseline.
And the elderly, right?
And then and elderly, right?
Yeah.
And then we'll work our way up.
Yeah. And so then the Great Society comes along, and now you've got. It's well beyond that. You've got healthcare assistance, food aid, housing programs.
But between that, you had GI Bill. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So before you get Great Society is Johnson in the 60s.
That's right.
Yeah. So 40s and 50s.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you wouldn't call it welfare, but government expanded programs to to give money, but it wasn't direct money, right? So it was paying for school,
right?
Paying for education.
So I mean, you think about it. You take some poor 18-year-old and you ship him over to Japan, and you say you're going to fight in the stink and the mud for 4 years, and then come back. Never mind. No, obviously you have to take care of these people.
That was it. Yeah.
So people had a sense of we owe something to these guys. So the GI Bill was a great idea. We're gonna educate them. We're gonna get them and train them for jobs, all that kind of stuff. Right. So that was a big expansion. And then
now in the 60s, here we go.
Yeah.
Now we get into Medicare, Medicaid,
everything,
food stamps.
I know. It's like we're giving people everything, and now nowadays we're giving them phones and But in the 60s, we're giving them food aid, housing programs, early childhood education, all kinds of things. Mm-hmm. It's just gone a little crazy.
Right. And then there was a recognition of things have gone a little bit crazy.
That's right. A bit of a backlash. People said, look, there's a lot of inefficiency going on. People who are able-bodied aren't working because they can just get government benefits. You get this idea of the welfare queen,
so we're talking the Clinton years. Yeah. So these are Democrats. And they're going, this is designed to help you get back on your feet, not a generational lifestyle.
That's right.
And this when they started,
and that was actually
this is 90s.
That was actually an amazing collaboration.
Yeah.
Between Newt Gingrich and Bill Clinton, where, a lot of times the country does better with divided government. And that was an example where Bill Clinton might have had one pushed in one direction, Newt Gingrich pushed in another, but between the two of them, they did welfare reform to say, look, no, you got to work.
Which was very popular.
Yes.
Because, there was this sense that, it was being taken advantage of.
And it was being taken advantage of.
Well, you don't know taking advantage of until we get to the 2020s.
Well, you think of it this way. Every time there's money changing hands, anytime money is moving from here to there, a bunch of people are going to say, how can I get in on that?
Yeah.
How can I take my cut?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, these expansions tend to come at times of national crisis.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, they do.
And, well, you're not going to let a good pandemic
That's right.
go to waste.
The pandemic, they just went into overdrive on giving away.
You get $1 million. You get $1 million.
That's right. They were just handing out.
There are still pots of money in states that haven't spent it yet that were given to them by the federal government to help businesses or would help whatever.
Wow.
And, they just...
Not actually pots of money, just numbers in an account somewhere.
Yeah, if only there were lockboxes.
If only if it was an actual pot of money. COVID-19 absolutely put the welfare state on steroids. Yeah. And we started giving away money like you couldn't believe because the government shut everything down.
They're responsible for it.
Yeah.
They tell you, business, mom and pop business, you cannot open your doors. Mm-hmm. Well, what are you going to do?
Exactly. So they had to do something. Unless everybody was just going to starve, right? So they had to do something. So they started pouring money into the system.
Then you get inflation. But all right, that's not the topic.
That's not really the topic. That's right. So what happens is we now have this situation where the government is dumping truckloads full of money into various systems to try to keep the country afloat because nobody's working and nobody's actually doing anything.
Right. So let's talk about percentages of government spending.
Okay.
And how things have gone over the years.
Okay.
So I am sure. Well, I don't have early numbers, but there was. I would say in 1935.
Yeah.
It was
pretty small.
Small percentages of how much money. Now all this chart I have here. This is from 1962. So this would have been pre-Johnson.
Right.
We had 50%. 50% was going to defense.
Wow.
50% of our
budget. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm surprised about this. It seems like we're spending tons of money. Well, we are spending tons of money, but as a fraction,
we're down to
18%.
Well, that's only 2012.
This is 2012.
I wonder what it is now. It's probably lower. Yeah, we've definitely been cutting defense for a long time. Cutting defense so that we can spend more on other things.
And so 1962, we've got entitlements.
Yeah. 31%? Is that what that is? Yeah. And then at 2012, we're up to 62%.
62%.
And I hate that word entitlements.
I know.
What you're not, what you're entitled to is...
Plus, what I would like to separate out in this discussion of welfare, like Social Security, of course it's a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah.
But you at least are people who are paying into the system.
Yes.
And I don't know if people run the numbers on, say, somebody in our lifetime, if it had gone into a 401k, what our monthly draw would be versus what Social Security is now.
So I don't know, because the problem is a lot of people think of Social Security the way they would think of a retirement account. You're putting money in to be drawn out later. But that's actually not the way it works.
No.
The way it works is the people who are currently working are supporting the people who are currently of Social Security
Right.
benefit age. And so it's not like I'm putting money into a fund.
No,
later
right.
on.
That's what I'm. But what I'm saying, it's a fake Ponzi scheme.
Yeah.
By the way. But what I'm saying is, what if?
Yeah. What if we had done it that way?
Would I have more money available to me than I don't know what is it, like $1,500 a month? Is that what the average
it's not a
Social
whole
Security?
lot, yeah.
Like if I had been putting that money into a private account or even a treasury bill or something, very low, would I have the pot of money that's sitting for me at age 65? And I draw it out monthly for the would it be much larger than what the
I don't know. It's a good question.
what
It'd be an interesting calculation.
But anyway, so I kind of think of that as different when you look at the welfare or the word you don't like, the E word,
Yeah.
the entitlement, where you're just getting money from other taxpayers. At least if you took
It's
out
not just that I'm getting money from other taxpayers. I'm entitled to money from other taxpayers.
Yeah, the wording itself.
I hate that. Like I am entitled to what you have.
Yes.
Okay, you went out and you worked hard and you did these kind of things. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm entitled to that.
Right.
That you did.
Right. Where that's why only Social Security you could say, you know, look, I put into the system now. But what does the general welfare and systems include? You've got financial aid programs.
Yeah.
Well, that includes Social Security that I don't want to talk about. Nutritional assistance.
Okay.
SNAP, housing assistance.
Yeah.
Section 8. Healthcare services, Medicaid and children's insurance programs, employment support, job training and employment assistance programs. I don't know, does that even go on?
Yeah.
That
So let me throw in a controversial idea here. That the entire point of the welfare system was never to help the people who are getting the welfare benefits.
Right.
That the entire point of the welfare system was, on the one hand, to buy votes,
Yep.
and on the second hand, to create a scheme where there could be paybacks and grease politicians' hands, and that was the entire point of the thing.
I don't think there's any real challenge to the Johnson quote that after the war on poverty, he says, we'll be having those certain black folks voting Democrat for 100 years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was just like
It was
blatantly
racist, blatantly buying votes.
Opportunist, yes.
Johnson was a horrible human being. and
He
he is the one who created this whole garbage that we're living in now. And so the way I have come to look at government spending and government programs is the entire point of government spending is to find a way to use the system to fund the politicians and their cronies.
Wow, that's pretty cynical there.
That's what I think it's all about.
I think you're right.
Now,
what happens when? I mean, all right. Let me just back this up. This is how it all works. This is the 4-step program.
Okay.
The 4-step program is it's not happening.
Right.
Number 2, okay, it's happening, but it's not
a big deal.
It's not that big a deal.
Right.
And then step 3 is
it's happening and it should be happening.
it's a good thing
It's a good
that
thing
it's
that's
happening.
happening.
And step 4 is
You're a racist for
You-
objecting to this.
yes.
Yes.
So I think welfare has fallen into the current state of welfare.
Yeah.
Is those 4 steps. So there's no welfare fraud.
Right.
Or you want to move into? Are ready to move into fraud?
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's as far as I'm concerned, that's what all government spending is at the bottom. Fraud of one kind or another.
All right. So, the first half of your remark is the vote buying. Okay, we got that.
Right.
And now, how about the money laundering?
Absolutely, because who do you think is going to get the government contracts?
I mean, we did the NGO /
Right, exactly.
USAID
Yeah.
and charitable organizations.
So here I am. I'm a congressman, and I want to promote a bill to promote railroad access to blah, 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 blah. Who do you think is going to get the contract to build the railroad? Mm-hmm. My buddies.
Yeah, I saw. What were the numbers? We're going to do a show on infrastructure soon, and we're going to feature the California Railroad to Nowhere.
Right. Yeah.
They said with $10 billion, Elon Musk launched 300 rockets into outer space.
Okay.
With $11 billion, California has produced 1,600 feet of a line that doesn't include rail yet. It's just the support for the rail.
But think how many politicians are rich now because of that project. You know, who do you think pays for those lunches that Gavin Newsom goes to? You know, I mean, it's the EV railroad building guys. Yeah, the money is coming back to them. I mean, why is it that congressmen start off with a net value of $500,000, and then 3 years later they have a net value of $20 million?
How is this not being properly investigated?
I know, well, because who would investigate it? Because they're all in on the same joke.
So, so this came to the PNC level of deserving a show with Nick Shirley. So, a 22-year-old kid with a hoodie and a microphone
right.
has done more work than the entire office of, what is it called? The Office of OAG, the Government Accountability.
Government Accountability Office.
Right. So
right. Yeah. Where are they?
Or any other, like an actual newspaper,
right,
who has investigative journalists on the staff. It's just a kid.
I don't know if you know this, but this was a big thing in my feed recently. The Washington Post has laid off like a third of their staff.
Yeah.
Now, okay, they probably should have laid off 90% of their staff. How come nobody at the Washington Post discovered this story, and some kid with a cell phone went out and found this story?
So we've got. Let's go in this order. We've got Somali daycare. We've got Armenian LA hospice, and maybe some New York Bangladeshi home care.
Right.
So the Leering Center is just one of apparently dozens of daycare centers.
Did you make that up? Leering Center?
Right, so the very first one that Nick Shirley goes to,
Okay.
The Learning Center is misspelled. I mean, you just can't make that up. That is Monty Python level humor.
No, that's not okay. It's not only Monty Python level humor. It's also kind of gross in the sense that one of the big memes that's been going around is that all the people in charge of society are a bunch of pedophiles. So, like, calling it a Leering Center
yeah, I know.
It's like, come on, who did this?
I know.
Yeah.
Right. It's like triple entendre.
It's just like, come on, cut it out.
Come on, guys.
Don't put it so obvious like that.
Right. All right, so apparently all right, how about, isn't daycare a business?
Yes.
Well, what?
I used to work at a daycare center.
Yes, but don't they charge families?
Yeah.
Well, then, how come the government is paying for the daycare?
Because this is all part of the idea of we have to support people with low income who need to work a job and their children.
I didn't even know there was.
Somewhere.
I didn't know there were 100% government supported daycare centers.
But here's the stupid thing about it. How come you can't take that money? So here's some woman who is trying to get along, and she has to work a job, and she has a kid. So the kid has to be somewhere while she's working her job.
Yeah.
So they say, oh, we're going to fund this daycare center. Why can't those same resources say, how about if we pay grandma?
Yeah.
Right? Because grandma would love to take care of the kids, but she's got her own things. How about if that money goes to that? Right? So the whole system is designed to undermine the family, to destroy local community, family, natural connections, and to turn everything into this industrialized 1984-ish mess.
Right. And that happened to be run entirely by Somalis.
Yes, right.
Who are also 80% of them are on welfare, even after 10 years.
Wow.
It drops to like 70%.
I thought we had some sort of
if you're on welfare and you're not working and you're staying at home, what do you need daycare for if you don't have a job? It just goes on and on and on.
I thought we had some sort of a rule that you could only come into the country if you were going to somehow contribute to the economy. Didn't we have some rule like that?
Well, no, but Ilhan Omar says that they're all doctors and entrepreneurs and engineers, and the contribution of Somali Americans is unbelievable, and Minnesota would be in the toilet if it did not have 200,000 welfare drawing Somalis in Minnesota.
Well, if she said it, it must be true.
Well, she said it. Yeah. So yes, so the amount of fraud is massive. So this Somali guy is just saying the quiet part out loud, as they say.
Yeah.
He says, "We vote for you so that you will protect our community, and if you insist on digging into the welfare fraud, you will lose our votes."
Okay.
So you're just. This is exactly what is going on. He's saying to them, you already know the deal.
Yes.
You allow us to steal money.
Yeah.
We give some of that stolen money back to you for your election.
Yes.
And we promise you votes.
Yes.
This is how it works, dummy.
Yeah.
And now you're going to investigate us. You're going to find out.
Right.
Oh my God.
And what we're doing, we're importing people from countries where that is the way things are done. Yeah. And then we're surprised to find out, gee,
they didn't just walk it. They didn't walk it. They didn't step off the plane and flag waving Americans had totally changed their mindset and their ways.
Of course
That's
not.
Bizarre.
Yeah. So isn't it kind of weird that we import people from a culture that this is the way things are done in that culture, and then when they come here, they do that
from a completely failed state that cannot properly run. That has societal total priorities that cannot sustain a functioning country. Yeah. Let's bring more and more of those people in here. That's a fantastic idea. Can we just move on to the LA County Hospice Center?
Absolutely.
So now we've got, these aren't Somalis, these are Armenians and Russians.
And this one is really disgusting because the whole point of hospice is you're toward the end of your life, and we don't want you to rack up all these crazy medical bills and so here's somebody, poor Aunt Jane, she's got a little bit of money, she wants to be able to give something to her kids, and she's dying, and she wants to go into hospice and preserve some of her money to pass on to her kids. So it's a great system. The idea where hospice takes over, you don't have the same kind of hospital costs. You don't have all these medical bills at the end of your life.
Well, as long as there's an actual Aunt Jane.
Exactly. But that's the problem. See, here we are. You're doing it's a great idea. But somebody says, I can fix that. I can use that to redirect that money into my pocket. But what happens is now it's not Aunt Jane, it's Uncle Fred, who's perfectly fine. He's healthy. Everything's okay. He's not dying. But we're going to put him in hospice. He's going to get rid of his rights, all of his medical rights.
He's in fake hospice.
He's in fake hospice. Yeah, he's in fake hospice. But he's going to give up all of his rights to insurance and everything else, so that when he actually does get sick, sorry, wait a minute, you were supposed to die.
Because the idea is The idea is it's going to be a low cost situation because we're just trying to make you comfortable.
That's right.
And so we have 18% of the whole country's. Hear me. The whole country is in LA County. We have...
Wait a minute. 80% of the whole country is what? healthcare billing.
Yes, is in one county. We have 2,000 hospice agencies in Los Angeles County. Los Angeles County has more than 36 states combined, and 30 times more than the whole state of Florida and New York.
Yeah.
So that's how many. This is how many hospice centers. So everybody who's dying goes to a hospice center in one county.
Right. So here's the deal. You come up with this idea that sounds really nice. Hospice is actually a great idea. I'm totally in favor of it. I like it. But what happens is you start putting all this money.
People, right?
Yeah.
Because if I went into hospice, my insurance would pay for it.
No. It goes. It's a different system. But what happens is you start off with this good idea. This is the way so many things happen. You start off with this good idea. Let's take care of the elderly. Let's take care of the people who are poor. Let's take care of the people who are dying. Great idea. But somebody else comes along and says, I can scam that system. And you know what? There's nobody watching it. There's nobody.
Well, this is between this one and that one. And well, we're going to get on to New York also. It's like, it seems like even they go out to buildings and there's nobody there.
But nobody's going out to the buildings. Nobody's checking it.
How can there be no oversight for 10 straight years while you are funneling tens of millions of dollars? So either...
The reason there's no oversight is because they're all getting a kickback. That's why there's no oversight.
All right. So there you go. So my question... Well, never mind. I was going to say... You already answered it. So Dems oppose Doge and exposing fraud.
Yeah.
It could be TDS, like... If saving taxpayer hundreds of billions of dollars is bad because Trump might get credit.
Right, yeah.
Or politicians are in on the scam and benefit from the fraud.
Both are true. Absolutely both are true. No question about it.
So you funnel money to NGOs,
yeah.
Right? Who hire the politician's nephew.
Yeah, yep.
For a $120,000 fake job,
yep.
Fat salaries, politicians get kickbacks
yep.
from money that's not even theirs. They're taking taxpayer money,
yes.
funneling to an NGO.
Yes.
They are employing friends and families and cronies and,
yes.
and donors' sons.
Yes.
And then the money comes back in terms of, like the Somali guy, a combination of direct payments.
Yeah.
And voter commitment.
It's fraud.
All the way down, like turtles.
It's turtles all the way. It's fraud all the way down. It's astonishing, and the worst part about it is nobody is watching it. There are no auditors. There is no anti-fraud commission. There's no anything. We're just all stupidly, blindly paying into this system that is ripping us off and wasting our money, so that the worst people in the world can make a bunch of money and be rich.
Right. And so it would be bad enough if it was just, the mob.
Right.
But it's foreign mobsters.
Yeah.
I mean, at least the mob would, at least American crooks.
Yeah.
Would be spending the money in America, but it's going to Kazakhstan and Armenia and Somalia and money goes right out of the country.
I don't want the Italian mafia in my neighborhood, but at least they'd be spending money in my neighborhood.
At least their and that neighborhood would be safe. Now the neighborhood next neighborhood over, I don't know about that. So we had this other one. We had. Now we got Brooklyn-based healthcare, so you can this is stupid law here. Well, I don't know, you might like this law. Because it sounds kind of like your home care thing. They're like, we'll pay a relative to be the home care person to take care of the person. To take it, but with no oversight. So, you just have... What did this chick hear? She got
So the basic idea I approve of, which is keep it in the family, allow people who actually care for the person to care for the person, right? That all sounds reasonable. But anytime the government spends money, there's going to be fraud and there's going to be abuse and there's going to be waste and people trying to figure out a way to get that money for themselves.
Yeah, so this woman here, they paid over 6 years, they paid $348,000 to look after an elderly woman in Manhattan. So there was multiple people.
Okay.
Who were,
yeah.
Except the mom was in Bangladesh the entire time.
Yeah, okay. So the raw. See, here's the thing. The number $384,000 over 6 years. Okay, if she was actually doing that work, that's possibly a reasonable number. But nobody's checking this stuff, and the reason nobody's checking this stuff is because fraud is one of the assumptions of the system.
Hold on, I had some numbers over here, and I can't figure out where it is. Because this woman, she was actually convicted, but it doesn't say where is it? It doesn't say that she had to pay the money back. So it's like, I mean, $100 million. Here you go. Sentenced to 4.5 years in prison for defrauding Medicaid out of $100 million. And I'm going, wait a minute. I think I might take that deal. I mean, I'm not going to Rikers. I'm not going to Pelican Bay with the Aryan Nation.
So if I'm getting $100 million,
I'm going with wherever Bernie Madoff went.
I'm going there for 4 years.
For 4 years,
and when I come out, I've got $100 million. I'll take that deal.
I mean, my family could scrape things by for
4 years.
Well, actually, no, because the money's already out there. They have
They already have the $100 million.
They already have the $100 million. Yeah. I'm the poor sap who's who's going to take the fall.
Just make sure there's $7 million left when I get back.
Yeah, just make sure. Yes, and that Fernando's not in my room when I get back. Appreciate that. That's not even a bad gig. So. There you go, Bangladesh, Somalia.
So here's the bottom line.
All right.
Here's the bottom line.
I've had enough. I'm all worked up.
I'm so sick of it. The bottom line is, our politicians are not looking out for our interests. They're looking out for lining their pockets and the pockets of their friends, and they will do this any way they can. But they'll do it in such a way to make them seem like saints who are trying to help the poor and the elderly and the people who are in trouble.
Will anyone ever go to jail?
No.
What did you see the Nancy Pelosi? They sold all of their Visa stock one day before it was revealed that the DOJ was going after Visa.
Boy, what a coincidence!
Wow, such a brilliant mind. She's apparently 300 times smarter than Warren Buffett.
I think
nobody cares.
Yeah, I know. She just has a really good fortune teller.
Or that everybody is so in on the grift that even the person that you consider the most honest cannot stand up to the machine.
It's what's that movie where they get everybody compromised? The Firm.
Right.
Everybody is compromised so that everybody's in on the deal.
That's it. You probably come in as a freshman and they line your pockets and they go,
"Hey, wait a minute! Did you know that was against the law, by the way?"
Yeah, and they're like, "Well."
This is the way it's done, by the way. We're going to give you.
It's all very normal. It's all very up and up.
The way it's done.
But if you open your damn mouth,
you're
going down with the rest of us.
Yeah.
And nobody's going down.
And that is the criminal conspiracy that we call our government.
Yeah. And I would say, and we probably think this is in the United States, which on a scale is at the very bottom of corruption. Can you imagine what it's like in the Ukraine or Kazakhstan or Nigeria or whatever?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sickening levels.
Sickening.
So you're right, exactly. Here's a picture of Javier Bardem, who was in No Country for Old Men, with just the most terrifying look on his face. When you realize that you've been busting your ass and going to work your whole life just for Democrats to steal your tax dollars, give it to illegals so they can cheat in elections and steal more of your tax dollars. Why? I mean, normally I've been, hey, tax dollars. That's the price of
the price of freedom.
That's fine. You know, got roads and police forces and everything else. Yeah. I'm all willing to do that. And then you see somebody in Somalia getting $1 billion. Yeah. You know, really? That's where my money's going?
It totally demoralizes.
It is demoralizing.
It demoralizes the honest citizen.
Yeah.
And that is the crisis.
And it frustrates the idea of being a willing tax-paying citizen.
That's right. And the only criticism I have for that quote that you just read is it's not just the Democrats. It's everybody.
You're right. No, this is a biased quote here,
yes,
but yeah,
it's everybody in government.
Let's scratch that out and just write politician.
Politician. All of them are stinking lying crooks stealing our money. And we're the pussies in this.
I don't know what you can do about it.
I know. It's
ending this on a positive note, we will say don't kill yourself.
Yeah, and drink a Narwhal.
6 months from now.
6 months from now. Thanks so much for listening to Beer and Conversation with Pigweed and Crowhill. Remember to visit us at pigweedandcrowhill.com or send us an email at pigweedshow@gmail.com.